guys, I met this incredible person. Yes.
In Kenya, I was known as nominee 001.
Yeah.
But now I'm no longer in local politics. I'm in international politics.
Okay.
So currently, I'm popularly known as the global geopolitician.
Okay.
I'm a member of Parliament, East Africa Legislative Assembly.
Okay.
And here I have participated in two major disciplines. That is darts, in which I'm a silver medalist.
Yeah.
And also I participated competing with the able-bodied MPs in the walk.
Yeah.
And we walked for 1,500 meters, of which I became number one from the other side. I cannot say number last, but number one.
Number one from the other side.
From behind.
Yes.
And you know, number one is number one, whether it is in front or behind.
It's from the front, which is near the end.
In the front, which is near the end.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm very happy because in the East African Interparliamentary Games is for us to be able to bring the 8 countries that are member states of East African Community under the pillars of common market, custom union, and also under the pillar of political union and the monetary union. So for us is to bring our community together for integration so that we can be able to widen, deepen and tighten our integration. And in that process of integration, we cannot leave anybody behind. That is why, despite my disability, I competed with able-bodied people because it doesn't matter whether Kenya is number 1 or number 2 or Yala is number 1 or number last. What matters is that we have shown our community that we are together. Remember, the East African community is one of the biggest economic bloc in the world. It is a sleeping giant. We have 317 million residents. We also have the longest coastline of 5,500 kilometers. We are the only economic bloc that touches on 2 major oceans and a sea. That is the Atlantic Ocean through DRC, and of course the Indian Ocean through Tanzania, Kenya and Somalia, and also we touch on the Mediterranean Sea and the Gulf of Aden. So we are an economic bloc that can do business all over the world. So we are a sleeping giant. Out of the 1.2 billion acres of land that we have in the East African community, 98% of it is arable, either for agriculture or livestock rearing. So we are a sleeping giant in terms of economic.
Okay, and of course people now know you as this successful geopolitician. Can you tell me one of the biggest challenges that you faced while pursuing your career as a politician?
Of course, as a person with disability, there is always that issue of stigma, there is marginalization. You know, like now today, you cannot see any person with disability around this field. But I wanted to highlight the challenges that despite their disability, there is always ability beyond disability. And also for a long time, people have considered us as people who are seeking sympathy. But we no longer seek sympathy, we seek opportunities. So for me as a person with disability, I want to encourage my colleagues with disability to seek opportunities rather than sympathy. My friend, we can also know that as a person with disability, I may have lost my legs, but not my momentum. I may have lost my sight, but not my vision. I may have lost my skin pigment as a person with albinism, but not my beauty. I may have lost my ability to see, but not my understanding. Ability to hear, but not my understanding. So, understand us, identify the talents that we have, and we will be able to use our talents to rock the world.
Okay. And what would you advise the young people, especially in the East African community? I see that not too many people are here. Are these games only close to MPs and the VIPs, or is it open to everyone?
It is open for everybody, but you know, I am happy that you are here yourself, and I'm so delighted to meet a Kenyan young lady of less than 20 years being here and participating with us and actually taking an opportunity, taking your time to be with us. We appreciate, don't take it for granted. We want all the East African to come together, and you know that these colonial boundaries that are dividing us are only artificial colonial boundaries, but we are one people, one destiny. We must learn to live together as brothers or we perish together as fools. And since we are not fools, we will not perish together. We will live together as brothers and sisters.
Okay, and one last question. As Iyala, what is your biggest goal for 2024 that you feel you must achieve?
We have so far been able to achieve and implement 2 pillars. That is the custom union. That is why you find that in East Africa, you can be able to travel from one partner state to another one without a lot of barriers. We have the East African passport instead of having the Kenya passport, having the Uganda passport. We have a whole East African passport because we have been able to achieve and implement the custom union. We have also been able to implement the common market. That is why you can produce eggs in Kenya, sell them in Tanzania, produce rice in Tanzania, sell it in Burundi, and vice versa, because we are able to do business all over the 7 and now 8 member states, because we have admitted Somalia recently.
Yeah.
There are 2 challenges that we have of being able to implement and achieve the pillar of monetary union, which will lead us to one currency. We are still dealing with it, and in 2031 we can be able to implement that one. We're also trying to implement the issue of the political union, which will give us a political federation. But we have said, because political federation, member states will lose their sovereignty, let us amend the treaty to have a political confederation, which will be able to give sovereignty to each individual country, so that nobody feel that they will be marginalized. So we will be able to implement the political confederation very soon. And I'm sure very soon we'll have one country called the East African Community. And God willing, we may even extend to have the United States of Africa, as per the dream of our forefathers, the Pan-African forefathers. So we will want to implement that, the dream of Nelson Mandela, the dream of Muammar Gaddafi, the dream of Kwame Nkrumah, the dream of Mugabe, the dream of Julius Nyerere, the dream of Jomo Kenyatta, of having the United States of Africa. And if we have that one, Kigali may be the capital city of the United States of Africa.
Yeah, I will totally support that.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, Honorable Sanko.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Mapambano.